As we walked through, I looked at the temporary housing, learned about the Vacation Bible School, the music programs. I see they need some piano teachers. Any piano teachers out there? The youth athletics. I was involved for many years with the Melton Y in their athletic program. And now that it's not there, the Salvation Army is helping out with the athletic programs. Those of us who are involved with Little Dribblers and other athletic programs here, the Salvation Army has picked up the mantle of a lot of that for a lot of kids. It's very important. If you were involved elsewhere, consider volunteering or helping out here for those kids. There is a downside to volunteering. I'm going to tell some mama stories tonight. My mom is a teacher. She was raised in a Catholic boarding school with nuns. And there's some discipline there. So Mom, when she volunteered for the dances at night, she brought a yardstick. Now, she expected when you danced a slow dance, like Stairway to Heaven, the 12-minute clutch, that she saw daylight. And she ran that yardstick between the couples to make sure that there was daylight. She called it her daylight stick. Of course, I did the same, and the kids liked it when I taught high school and we had a dance. But the downside is some kids didn't appreciate it. So the downside to volunteering, once in a while you'll take some criticism. I put a poem in there by Mother Teresa about that. And it's very inspirational to me. Please read it when you leave. But my mom would get some prank phone calls. And people would be breathing heavy or saying things they shouldn't. Well, she had a solution. She got this big old whistle right by the phone, and she would blow it into the phone. I expected to go to school the next day and see some kids doing this. But when I'd have friends over, you'd hear this whistle going on, and they'd go, "What's that?" Or you have a date over. "What's that?" That's Mom and the phone calls. So don't expect with volunteerism to not have a few down moments or a little risk. My dad, president of the High Noon Lions Club, we'd go selling light bulbs, and he'd bring me along. I guess I was the chum to make him feel sorry and buy the light bulbs. One time, a guy came around the corner with a shotgun. Dad was really good. He says, "We're just selling light bulbs for Eyes for Lions Club." But there are risks in volunteerism, but there's so many rewards. It's going to make you better. It'll set an example. Those plaques you gave, I hope people put them up in their offices or homes, because that attracts other volunteers. I used to think you don't talk about some of those things, but now I think you put some of that out so others will be inspired to do the same. And good things come in unexpected ways. I had some quotes. I'm a collector. I collect articles, collect quotes, I collect different things, and I write on them. And I collected over the last week some very interesting quotes I wanted to quickly read to you. The Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. said, "Everyone has the power for greatness, not for fame, but for greatness, because greatness is determined by service." Barbara Bush, Mother Teresa, both had similar things to say. Everyone has something to give. We all have different gifts. And it's so true for all of us. We shouldn't think that our kid makes all A's, but you might have a gift in band. I played flute and piccolo. I don't see one there, but I appreciate the music we had tonight. We all have different gifts. We all have different skill sets and things we can bring and help with our volunteerism or in life. Encourage those differences. Encourage those skill sets. Find your area of your skill sets and have a passion for it. It won't all be the same. And when Mother Teresa and Barbara Bush say that, that's pretty good guidance. George Herbert Walker Bush said, "Volunteering is an act of heroism. It does more than help people beat the odds, it changes the odds." Morgan Freeman in Evan Almighty, cute movie, said, "Acts of random kindness is what helps society." And he wrote in the sand an ark, because part of that movie was Steve Carell building an ark. Lens Crafter says, "Companies with a vision and heart do more than just create jobs and a product. They give to those who have nothing and deliver hope." We are so fortunate in this community to have many heroes who are individuals, companies, and the media, from the Enterprise to the Examiner to our channels 4, 6, 12, Ugly Mugs. We have a community that as I travel all across the country, and I really do to coin conventions, our television, our media really gives an extra boost to our charities and to those who need a hand and not a handout. And so to the media, I say thank you for that. You know, I heard here tonight that needs for the Salvation Army are up 20%, but I read that donations are down 26%. That's not a good formula. This is a time of the greatest need since the Great Depression. Now, what would Jesus say? Well, being a coin collector, I pulled out one of the least valuable coins in history, a widow's mite, a little bitty bronze coin. And when the widow put her 2 mites in the treasury, Jesus advised his disciples she had given more than all. They said, "What do you mean? That's like someone putting a penny in the collection in church." And he said, because she gave out of her need. She gave out of all she had. Others are giving out of their abundance. It was a lesson of proportionality. If you want to see it later, I have a couple mites here, which are believed to be the type of coin the widow would have put in, and Jesus would have commented on with the verses. It's also included in the packet, not the mites, the verses, are included in the packet when you leave, if that so inspires you. But the idea is, you may not give $1,000 or $100 or $10. You may just give a penny or a dime. Proportionately is what matters. So anyway, this is an amazing story to me, and I have that back there for you.